Hi, I'm Joseph Patrick Daniels, and today I'm going to show you a technique to drawing and shading lips. Again, this exercise is part of a larger course I teach on traditional drawing I've created for beginners, how to draw from beginner to master. It's available online on demand, so if you'd like to watch a preview of the course, just click the link below and it will take you to my site. Welcome back. To begin, I'll continue using the same set of tools as the first set of lips. I'll just place these off to the side to make it easier for you to keep track of which pencil or eraser I choose for each step in the process. I included the charcoal sticks because they're optional to use during the course, but you won't need them for this drawing. I'm going to begin by drawing perimeter lines using a regular 2B lead pencil. If you don't have one and choose to do your preliminary drawing with charcoal, I suggest you draw very lightly and do your best to keep it sharpened for optimal accuracy. This set of lips is going to be much easier for many of you because you've already seen the process done once. I'll bring in a visual representation of what that first step looked like on the first set of lips. Now that you have this line architecture in mind, and you've seen how the process is done to completion, the steps I explain as I proceed shouldn't feel so random or confusing this time. I still don't expect you to be able to do it on your own or even have a working grasp of the process. But this time, you should be more comfortable as you follow along. Don't worry, by the end of this exercise, you'll get it. If you found this exercise on YouTube and haven't drawn the first set of lips, please go back a few videos in my channel and find part 1. To do this exercise, you will need a downloadable printout of the lips exercise. To get that, just go to my website located in the description, painters-academy.com, where you'll find my full online drawing course, How to Draw from Beginner to Master. Let's work on this middle set of lips next. Right away, some of you will find that this set of lips is easier to imagine drawing perimeter lines around because it's photographed more straight on rather than at an angle like the last set. And that's true. One last thing before we begin. The best approach to this lecture is to watch me draw a line, pause your video, and draw it yourself before moving on. Don't try to watch it like a TV show and remember what to do. That's not how it's intended to work. I'll begin the same way I did in the first drawing, by getting an estimate of the size of the lips. So I'll take a measurement. In this case, the lips are the exact same size as my pencil, so I'll use that to help me. I'm just estimating the angle the middle line of the lips is on and placing my pencil at that angle on my paper to help me figure out where to give myself the 2 marks that indicate their width. It doesn't have to be perfect yet, just get it as close as you can by comparing the angles with your eye. Now I have the size established. I estimated the placement of the lips on my paper because I'm not going to use measurement lines during this drawing. But you may need to, so I suggest you place these first few lines I'm about to draw using a ruler and measurements. That way, you'll be able to double check your work as you progress, or if you need some help along the way. Next, I'll draw the center line of the lips. But notice, like in the last set, it's actually 2 angles. You'll find that always to be true when drawing lips. This first line is parallel to the margin of the paper, so that's a good starting point. But again, your first line should be drawn using the measurement technique taught earlier in the course. That way, you can always come back in and double check your lines or use more measurements if you get stuck. You'll know where this halfway mark is in a moment because these lines will make an X to mark that spot. Now all I have to do is estimate that angle as best I can by eye and draw a line. If you're not familiar with the measurement technique I referred to a moment ago, I strongly urge you to preview my course and consider taking it. It's a powerful tool to help train your eye to estimate angles and distances and help you learn to draw faster than any other technique I know of. Now that I have the axis line for my lips, the rest of the lines I draw will be perimeter lines, which means they'll be around the outside of the shapes. Remember, always start with the outline. So the next line I'm going to estimate is the outline of the top lip. Before we begin, take a moment to observe the angles in the lips. You'll find that nature has a pattern to it. The angles are often parallel, especially in the symmetry of human features. A trick I use to help me see these angles is I draw them and even extend them right on my photo reference. Remember, this is a practice exercise to help you learn to see these angles when you're drawing from life someday. In fact, I suggest drawing all of these angles on your reference right now. Now your eyes should start to naturally see patterns and lines that are parallel. Again, notice these lines don't make a point in the corner of the mouth. I don't think I have enough information to establish where the middle is yet, so I'll draw this line next. Again, look for a line that you already have that's parallel to it to help you visualize what you're about to draw. Remember to take a measurement to double check yourself. Next, I want to get this arrow shape in the middle of the lips. I can see that the angle this is parallel with hasn't been drawn yet, so I'm going to estimate it by eye for now. And I'll estimate the angle on the right next. It doesn't have to be perfect, but once that's in, I have the middle of the lips estimated, so I can give myself an estimate of how thick the bottom lip will be by estimating this distance. And I'll give myself a line for that, which is, by the way, the cast shadow below the lips. Remember, we're drawing the outline first, and that includes the shadow if it's dark enough and defined enough. And again, notice that all of these lines are parallel. So estimate the distance down from the middle and keep it parallel to the one before it. For this next angle, notice it doesn't come all the way to the corner of the mouth. It begins here. So start by estimating the distance in from the corner of the mouth that this angle will land. Once you've got that distance, estimate the angle. It should be about the same as this one on the top lip. Then draw it in. Sometimes to find parallel angles and to make sure all of my angles are correct, I find it helps me to see them better if I extend them. So take a moment to extend all of the angles right on your drawing. Now estimate the angle of the bottom lip and draw your perimeter line. This X should happen to the left of the mark you gave yourself for the corner of the mouth. If it does, you know you're close. And that's the basic framework for your drawing. As I've said before, drawing every subject begins with straight lines, even one as curvy and rounded as lips. Okay, this video is getting too long, so I've broken it up into 2 parts. So please jump to the next video, Drawing the Lips Part 2, for the second half of this exercise, where I finish walking you through the shading stages.